So we got a 2023 Corvette Z06 3LZ convertible with a Z07 package. I mean, that's a mouthful. But guess what, guys? This vehicle now has dropped in price quite dramatically since it first came out. We were talking about a vehicle like this, MSRP going for in the 170s, 160s. And I mean, at the end of the day, you get a whole lot of value for this type of vehicle. A lot of people wouldn't consider it. I definitely would, because I just finished listening to it and it definitely sounds like a supercar, looks like a supercar, and at the end of the day, drives like a supercar. Guys, welcome to Rich with Cars. I've been away for a long time. I'm sorry, I've been dealing with a lot of personal issues, health issues specifically, both myself, and now I'm trying to get back into the groove of things. And I wanted to talk about how the Corvette Z06 now, given the fact that it's dropped in price, is such a good value now in today's market. Something like this particular one has 7,000 miles, and you could probably get it now in the low 120s, high 1-teens, let's say, like 115 to 120, for example. And this doesn't have that many miles, and you're getting supercar levels of performance. So the value is absolutely phenomenal. Now, a lot of people wouldn't actually think that this would be great just because you see so many Corvettes on the road, but trust me, when you get to drive this and you get to hear it, you're gonna change your mind completely. I'm not a huge Corvette fan, but at the end of the day, this is an absolute phenomenal vehicle. So guys, as always, I'm gonna be going over the exterior, the interior, a bit of the cargo that's in the front and in the back, and of course, I'm gonna be going over the driving impressions. So as always, guys, let's drop in and take a look. So let's get started right off the bat with the exterior overview of this amazing Z06. I probably would not go for the convertible just because the regular coupe does come with a Targa. A lot of people don't actually realize that, but the Targa basically allows you to manually remove the top over here. So I don't see why I would go for a convertible when I can get a little bit more back space or trunk space in the rear and still get the feeling of a convertible with the Targa removed. Of course, it'll be manual, whereas here on the convertible, you get, to remove the top automatically. And at the same time, one good thing that you guys will see later on, it allows you to listen more of that absolutely phenomenal supercar sound that comes out of this naturally aspirated V8. Now, let's get started. I've already done the review on the C8, and that was my buddy's C8, but I want to basically go over some of the differences that make the Z06 a little bit different than the regular C8. So starting right here from the front, you have much larger openings here that allow for better cooling, alongside with a little bit of a different sort of front bumper design. You have this little action over here. And then, of course, you have the large openings on the corners as well for the radiators. You have all kinds of radiators here all in the front, which basically help the vehicle for cooling. This particular model, like I said, is a Z06 with a Z07 package, and it's a 3LZ. What does that mean? 3LZ is basically all the available options that come on the Corvette C8. So the Z07 package, this is not the visible carbon package. It's basically the, I forgot what they call it, the aero carbon, or anyways, it's carbon that is actually painted. But you'll see that you have a front lip spoiler and you have the dive planes or the canards on each side of the vehicle that actually helps it for better downforce when you're taking this beast to the track. In terms of the headlights and the hood, everything else remains the same. These are specific to the Z06. these wheels, and they're not my favorite. There's also another version that is a full carbon wheel. Nevertheless, these are still pretty solid, and you get basically 20s here. But the really, really cool thing that you get to see with Z06 with a Z07 package is the fact that you get carbon ceramic brakes. And they're actually very large and in charge carbon ceramics. And these allow you to actually stop in a dime when you're taking this to the track. The other thing also that you get, side spoiler or side wing. And one other thing that differentiates the Z06 from the regular C8 is the fact that right here, that portion right there is actually extended. And that basically gives you an idea that you're looking at a Z06 or an E-Ray, but the E-Ray would actually be painted in body color as opposed to a opposing color like a black over the red. Another thing that makes the Z06 different from the regular C8, I don't know if you guys will see it over here, but the width of the Z06 is considerably wider than a regular C8. And the reason being is to fit those larger wheels and tires in the rear and to fit a larger radiator right there inside. Moving on, the final thing on the Z06 that will differentiate it from the regular C8 is the fact that the rear bumper is a little bit different. You get sort of like thinner, I guess, outlets over here for better cooling and a different sort of design. But most of all, you get this quad exhaust right in the middle, whereas in the regular C8, you basically get two exhausts on each side. You get quad exhaust, but it's basically two on each side, whereas this one is four in the middle, and it gives it a very beastly look, to be honest. And then part of the Z07 package is the fact that you get this carbon aero wing in the rear right here, and this is also painted in black, but I really love the way that it looks like in terms of that sort of unconventional shape where it dips down in the middle and it goes back up. And I think the reason why they dipped it down here in the middle is to allow for better visibility in the rear if you decide to use the rear view mirror. But let's not forget, guys, and this also comes on the C8, you get the option of a digital rear view mirror, and that is the camera right there that allows you to use the digital rear view mirror. So all in all, there's quite a few changes on the Z06 that differentiated from the regular C8. And, you know, unless you're a real car enthusiast, you probably would not be able to tell the difference, but you would probably see that there's something special about this particular C8. Now, of course, like most of you that are watching this, if you're enthusiasts, you'll probably be able to tell right away, aside from actually seeing the Z06 badging on the side, that you're looking at a Z06 more likely because of the fact of the width of the vehicle, that little side strake that extends to the back, and of course, the quad exhaust in the rear. We take a look at the door cards. We get to see some contrast stitching against the black leather. And I mean, Corvette really did a great job in terms of, you know, upgrading and giving it more of an upscale look on the new C8s, especially with the Z06 now. Of course, you probably can get a lot of the similar option treatments for the inside on the regular C8, but nevertheless, this particular Z06, as you can see, it has the Bose Performance Series sound system alongside with, you'll see over here what I was telling you guys before, you have the window controls, but at the same time, you'll see two extra controls right here. That is your convertible top functionality that allows you to remove the top. And then you also get what I was telling you guys before, that's to bring down the rear window if you want to get a little bit more noise, a little bit of opening behind you, which is one of the advantages of getting the convertible. You get a electronic door release right there, alongside with your door lock and unlock, your memory settings over there. And believe it or not, you have a little bit of space here on the door card, alongside with your two trunk openings right there. That's for the front and that's for the rear. You have your door side sill with the Z06 denomination right here. And you guys can see how wide this sill is. It's quite wide. to be honest. It's even like, I mean, it's as wide as any other supercar that you see out there. These are probably, I would say, 12-way power seats, because you have lumbar support, you have forward and backward, and then you have your back support over here that you can tilt forward and backwards as well. You have your red seat belts over here, and then I'm not too sure because the Corvette C8 and the Z06s all come with 3 different levels of seats. I would probably think or say that these are the middle seats. These are not the full performance ones, but I think these are the ones that are in the, you know, right in the middle in terms of the level. But I do like the fact that you have some carbon inlays right here on the backrest, and then you have the Corvette embroidery or a Corvette sort of stamped logo here on the headrest. You have sort of a one-piece back, which makes it very sporty. Great bolstering alongside both on the back and the bottom as well. And of course you get additional controls right here, which are your, this is your light adjustability. And then you have some additional controls right here, which allow you for your info, head-up display, and also some brightness controls as well. So one little Easter egg that's I didn't show you guys, it's not really an Easter egg, but it's an emergency door release. So if the electronic door release button does not work, you have a manual door release over here. Just to show you guys, I opened up the top and you still don't get to see the engine. So I would say that's another downside of having the convertible, is that you don't get to see that gorgeous, naturally aspirated V8 that GM built. It's, like I said before, the most powerful engine, naturally aspirated engine that's ever been produced in large quantities. So, like I was telling you guys before, the trunk space can be opened from the inside, either from the inside or even from the key as well, which I'll show you a little bit in a little bit. Here on the inside, you can open the trunk in the back, and you can open the front hatch as well. I'll show you guys on the screen how much space you have here on the rear hatch, especially on the convertible. But you definitely have, I mean, quite a bit of space for a sports car that is a convertible at the same time. Yes, the convertible does take up a little bit of the rear hatch space over here or trunk space, but nevertheless, you still have, I think, enough space over here, if I'm not wrong, to fit a set of golf clubs. The one little downside is that it's a little bit difficult to close from this position, so it's better to actually do it from the side. And the great thing about it is that it is soft close. So look at this. So there you go. You guys can see over here that you have quite a deep space here in the hatch in the front, which allows you to put, I would say, a nice little carry-on bag over there if you're looking to travel for a weekend or something like that. And you have a little cargo net in there as well, alongside with a power outlet. You have the power outlet right there. This is your emergency exit if you got somebody in there, which I doubt you will. And that's over here is your windshield washer fluid. So very, very convenient to have these things at your convenience to actually have access to. This one is not soft close, so you just have to push it down and then it clicks and then you're good to go. Now, since this is the Z06 convertible, you don't actually get to see the engine sitting behind you like you would in the coupe. But what makes this car truly special lies right here, the LT6. The LT6 is a 5.5 liter naturally aspirated V8, unlike anything you'll find in another Corvette. It's a flat plane crank design, meaning it revs much higher than a traditional American V8. Redline is a screaming 8,600 RPM, which is Ferrari territory, and it's the highest revving production V8 General Motors has ever built. The numbers speak for themselves. 670 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque, all without a turbocharger or supercharger. It's the most powerful naturally aspirated V8 ever put in a production car. Now, where this engine really comes from is racing heritage. The LT6 was developed side by side with a C8R race car program. In fact, the racing version was pounding around the track before the road car was ever finalized. That's why you see features like dual overhead cams, a dry sump oiling system, and lightweight forged internals. This is essentially a race engine adapted for the street. And the way it's built is just as impressive. Each LT6 is hand-assembled at the Bowling Green Performance Build Center, where the technician's signature actually goes on the engine. It's not mass-produced in the same sense as a standard C8 Corvette. It's precision-built for high-revving performance and durability. So, while you might not be able to admire it under glass in the convertible, the LT6 is a heart that makes the Z06 a world-class supercar. It gives the Z06 its character, razor-sharp throttle response, an exotic soundtrack, and a performance that lets it go toe-to-toe with the best from Europe. This definitely feels like a supercar, 100%. Man, even the gear shift, like I'm going in manual mode now. Look at this. Look how fast this dual clutch is. As soon as I press it, it changes gears. Unreal. I know, like, let me know in the comments. I know that my buddy's friend, so Joseph's friend actually, has had a few issues with the transmission and the engine. So these cars have had a few issues actually to deal with in terms of reliability. But sorry guys, I had to adjust the camera here. But nevertheless, if it's under warranty, then that's fine. And he got the transmission replaced under warranty and the engine replaced under warranty. And by the way, not in the same car. That was actually in different Z06s that he had. Can I tell you something, guys? I'm not even doing like crazy speeds over here. Like I'm doing like 50 and a 45. And you're having fun. You don't get that with many vehicles, to be honest. This is a very fun car to drive, even in low speeds. I'm impressed. I was impressed with the C8, the regular C8 Stingray. I'm even more impressed with the Z06 with a Z07 package, and this is a convertible. I would probably get the coupe, to be honest with you guys. Braking is phenomenal, especially with these carbon ceramics. Transmission's phenomenal. Steering feels good, very responsive. It's not very stiff either, to be honest. And what else? Engine's incredible on this. Suspension's a little bit stiff. I can see what some people actually are saying, that this suspension in the Z06 is actually pretty stiff, especially on the Z07 package. But for me, it's not that bad. I can deal with this on a daily basis. So, can I say that this is a good value for the prices that they're going for right now in the used car market? Absolutely. 120,000, 125,000, yeah. Thank you very much. I mean, I saw a couple of Z06s. I saw a couple of Z06s actually sell Z07 packages for 125,000 on the online auction websites. So, I mean, not bad at all, to be honest. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you on the other side. So, after going over all the stuff about the Z06 with a Z07 package, that is a convertible 3LZ, what do you guys think? Do you think this is actually a good value? Well, I want to give a huge thanks to Aston Martin of Orlando for allowing me to review this vehicle that they currently have now for sale. And like I said before, this one with about 7,000 miles, they're putting it up for sale for about $119,000, give or take. So if you're asking me, I think that's a great value because, you know, with close to 670 horsepower and plenty of noise and performance, I think you're getting supercar levels of performance for what, maybe half of the next best supercar that you can get that, you know, brings this type of performance to the table. So I hope you guys enjoyed this this review. I definitely did. Driving was absolutely phenomenal. I think this thing sounds incredible. I'm glad that I'm sort of back. Hopefully I'll be able to bring you guys weekly reviews as always. And stay tuned for upcoming stuff because I do have a little surprise. During this downtime, I had to get a vehicle. I'm not gonna get for the reasons why, but I got a new vehicle which is in the performance realm. So stay tuned for that, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.